Let's Talk with Kay with me, Kay. And if you're watching right now, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Right now I'm on my way to go to my run, well, a run rather. I think this is my first run since my 5K right now. And yes, it's finally cold. It's finally feeling like fall. Currently, let me see, according to my watch it's 37 degrees. According to my car it's 42, but more than likely it's in the 30s right now. And you're probably thinking, girl, you crazy for running in this cold weather. But if you're a runner, then you'll understand that especially if you like to run outside and things, that your body will easily warm itself up once you start running. And right now I just kind of layered up. I need to buy some more clothes. I'll say especially pants and probably long sleeve sweat wicking tops. But right now I got like a short sleeve top that is sweat wicking. I have like some long sleeve shirts, but they're more for the gym instead of running outside, because I don't want to have a lot of sweat clinging on me from wearing a cotton shirt. And then, I don't want to be susceptible to, I guess, illness or whatever. I don't know. I know that being cold don't cause colds per se, but I feel like it's still harmful to wear sweaty clothes while you're running and have sweat just stick on you. So that's the reason why I'm wearing my short sleeve shirt, and it's sweat wicking, and I need long sleeve shirts. In the past, I usually didn't run during the cold because I'm gonna just be real, I just gotten lazy during that time. But I said I'm gonna change that because I do want to make this more of a lifestyle thing, and plus I'm losing weight. And I'm not sure if I mentioned in my previous videos, but starting last week or almost 2 weeks ago, I started the noon, I don't like saying diet because it don't really feel like a diet, but it's more like using psychology to understand why you eat how you eat, and in the psychology of why your choices are causing weight gain. And so I like the psychology of it. And also it factors in your height, your lifestyle, as far as whether you're very active or not, your current weight, current eating habits. I think it basically taking factor of those factors of your lifestyle. I plan on running today for probably do a 5K run today in my little spot that has a lot of hills, which I think really helped me during the 5K, because I did run a 35.55 I think minute 5K, which basically like blew all my previous runs, from the most recent run to like the very first run I had during this time, not during the military, during the last 4 or 5 years, or basically since I started running again in like 2020. So I blew it out the water. And I'm like, okay, it made me motivated and all that. I was ready to run the next day, but I'm like, dude, I kind of felt bad, I guess, because of the weather change. I had to deal with allergies, a slight cold. I got really busy with my business. But at the end of it all, I think it was, it's been like a little bit over 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, since I've ran. So that's not too bad. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start running. Woo. I got this jacket on, this little sweat wicking jacket, but it still keeps me warm. I know my body is going to warm up during the run. I don't think it's going to get to the point where I'm taking my jacket off. But you know, still it will be a good run in my personal opinion. And also, on the way here, I just wanted to make a quick video and just mention that I think one of the reasons why people are feeling really stressed, I'm not sure if I'm going to word this correctly, but just bear with me, that people, in my opinion, do not have a lot of hobbies, or they don't have hobbies, period. You know, and when I say hobbies, I don't count social media, watching and scrolling through social media, because all it does, in my opinion, is just killing your time. And oh my goodness, I hope you guys can hear me since I put these earbuds on. But all it's doing is killing your time, you know, as far as being less productive. You basically minding other people's business instead of really minding your own. So with that being said, you know, you're not thinking about goals, what you want to accomplish in the next year, what things you need to improve. Like, man, my finances need to be improved. I need to lose some weight because I'm considered to be overweight, and I have a lot of, you know, issues such as health issues, such as, you know, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, so on and so forth. And I would say, especially in the Black community, it's like we don't have hobbies. And I feel like a lot of times, a lot of hobbies that people normally do, we consider it being white. Oh, you run, and you run this cold, girl, you acting like you white. Oh, you doing this, oh, you acting like you white. Girl, what you, oh, you eating hell. It's sad, I'm sorry, but I feel like a lot of people in my community is toxic. Excuse me, got the voice crack, you know. And I'm like, it's just being human, taking care of yourself. And I feel like, especially as a Christian, they say your body is your temple. I'm like, if you're a Christian, I'm like, dude, that should be how should I put it? That should be a mandate. It shouldn't be, oh, you being such and such, you're not Black enough. It's like most Black people either go to church or prescribe to be Christians. And I'm like, dude, you're taking care of your body, you should be doing that. But I see a lot of people not. I see a lot of people in general are really overweight and things like that. But that's another conversation. But I feel like it helps balance your life. And I would say, me doing these videos, I'm not monetized, and I barely have any subscribers at this time. So I consider this a hobby, and going on in the future, even when I'm when I have a lot more followers, I will still consider it a hobby. I mean, I would enjoy being monetized and things for this hobby, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a hobby, because push come to shove and I'm having a very busy week, I'm going to choose my reselling business versus, you know, doing YouTube. So, but I would say social media, just watching YouTube is not a hobby. I would say hobbies is doing like exercising, going for runs, go hiking, go to the gym, do Pilates, do yoga. That's a hobby. I would say meditating, I would say that's more a health thing, in my opinion. Some people probably consider it a hobby, because you are taking time for yourself to do something that will help yourself, that you enjoy, because a lot of people do enjoy meditating. And me, as far as a hobby, I just slowly got into these hobbies, because guess what? I rarely watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't even watch the news. And if I do watch the news, it's like very rare, and I'm watching the local news, basically. So I don't even really do that often. So I have hobbies like I play puzzles like Sudoku, or whatever you call it. I do a run. What else do I do? I'm trying to think of stuff that I do, because I don't really consider these hobbies per se. Sometimes I try to cook a special meal or whatever, like let me bake a cake, or, you know, make some cookies or whatever like that every now and then. And I started traveling, not often yet, but I'm gonna get back into it. So traveling, but I feel like that's more of a lifestyle choice. But just find something to do. If it's one thing, just start with that, basically. So, and I would say YouTube. YouTube is a hobby. So I got 3 hobbies right now. I have running, I have playing Sudoku, and I do YouTube videos because I enjoy it. I feel like I have something to say and then the editing process, it's frustrating right now because I'm starting to learn how to really, put more into my editing and learning a new software system. I'm not software system or app. I don't know. I'm using Canva to edit. And even though in the beginning it was really frustrating, but it was a learning process too, I actually really enjoyed it, doing the editing. So I'm getting into that. And also I would say during the summer, tennis was another hobby because my daughter wanted to play tennis. And, I'm like, sure. And it was fun. And we did it for a while we did it for about 2 months until I gotten sick over that summertime. And then my daughter wasn't feeling too well. But I said we can probably start doing it again once, probably not once it gets warmer, but basically we could probably do it at the gym or somewhere. But anyways, I would say just try to develop hobbies, because I feel like if you watch too much TV and watch a lot of news and stuff, you're not really doing anything. You're just letting the time fly by. You're not really enriching your life. And then a lot of times, because especially news, I would say news, that and certain social media, especially depends on your algorithm, if I'm saying that right, that it seemed like you feeding into that energy. Because as I mentioned in my last video, when I was watching the news a lot, and like CNN, NBC, I really didn't watch Fox. A lot of those news stations or whatever are propaganda. They don't tell you the whole truth. Either they're lying or they're not telling you the whole truth, which is in a sense a lie, just to spin their own narrative. So anyways, even if I was watching the news, especially during the President Trump era, it was just chaos, confusion, so on and so forth. Even now, it's still, news is basically just chaos and confusion. And then add along a lot of social media, for example, it's more chaos and confusion. And that energy, you feed into that energy whether you believe it or not, because you recognize your life is chaotic. You basically just, it seems like you're on a fast treadmill. Like, you're going to work. While you're working, you're eating crappy, you probably miserable at your job, and then you go home, you hurry up, and if you have a family, you're taking care of, especially as a woman, you're taking care of your kids, you're taking care of your spouse or your partner, and then you're barely taking care of yourself, and then you're looking at all the gossip. It's chaos. And it seems like because you're feeding into the energy, it reflects out on your life, So it seemed like since I stopped watching the news, I really don't watch TV, and and what else? I don't even go on social media. It's like my social media is almost pretty much non-existent. I do have a Facebook, I do have Instagram. It's mainly for my business, but as far as social media, and I do have TikTok, but I'll probably go on it maybe once, twice, that like in a day, like, they talking about such and such thing, let me look into it, and that's it. And I probably won't be on TikTok for about 3 months, and I try to make content for TikTok, and I'm like, because it is fun, but at the same time I'm like, I don't have time for all that. I've just been busy because I didn't want to work for corporate America anymore, and that's another conversation to have in the future. But I start working my own business. I'm like, let me work on my own business, and I'm planning on probably doing, I want to do another business on top of that, just to have extra income right now. But just taking mine, just take in mind that having hobbies and taking better care of yourself, I know it's hard, especially when you have kids. Because when my kids were younger, I ate out a lot, and then I gained a whole lot of weight. Myself ragged being a single parent. But I would say in your family life, just your family, put them boundaries in with your kids. I know it's hard for women because I love my kids. I know you love your kids, and you want to do, but it's like boundaries, baby, boundaries. I put them boundaries in my kids. I'm like, absolutely not. You're not gonna do this. Oh, you did do that? Oh, I'm pausing the TV, suspended the phone. My daughter's going through that right now. That phone is suspended. And what else? Pause the TV. You don't have to whoop kids. I don't believe, especially girls. I'm like, I don't believe in that. Spankings, whoopings, whatever. Because it's just teaching kids violence. And that leads kids into these domestic violent relationships. It's like a pipeline to DV when kids are getting whooped. Because you don't know no better. You're like, okay, I got whooping for this. And it just put fear in you. Put fear in the kids from talking to you and stuff. So I would say, the kids love social media. They love their phones. So I'm like, oh, your grades are going down? Oh, and my daughter, she just got her phone back. It was like the 1998. She was living like the 1998 era, where only thing she had, or probably early 2000s, only thing she had on their phone was texting and phone calls. I told the phone company to take the access away from her even going on the Wi-Fi at the house, because she, especially with I think the Android phones have this capability, but I have an iPhone and she has an iPhone, and if you turn the phone off, I can go on the Wi-Fi at the house. I'm like, absolutely not. I said nope. And guess what? That probably only lasted for like 3 months, and she had to go to summer school. Girl made A's and B's, started school. She was making A's and B's in school, focusing, thinking about her future, thinking about activities, thinking about, extracurricular activities for school. I'm like, okay, maybe I can slowly introduce you back to the phone. And honestly, some of these kids, and I believe my daughter has the addiction. I'm like, dude, oh, really? Oh, your grades are going down? And you're not interested in going to school today? Because, oh, absolutely not. I'm not raising a weak-minded child. So, guess what? She was upset afterwards. She's in her little depression right now. Or her withdrawal. I'm like, phone suspended. Pause the TV. I watch TV, and soon as after I watch it, pause. I'm like, absolutely not. You better get them grades up. Especially if you want to go to college. You keep saying you want to go to college. Well, they're not going to accept no D's. You ain't going, college is not like public grade school. You can just walk in the halls of Harvard, for example, and be like, I'm walking into the registration, and give me a registration form, and I'm telling you I'm attending next fall. It don't work like that. And we're going to talk today. She been her boo-boo withdrawal and depression stage. Now she said, I want to talk. I'm like, okay, just because we're going to talk don't mean I'm going to free all the phones and stuff up. Because you're going to have to earn that. You're going to have to earn that phone privilege. You're going to have to put those boundaries in place and stick to them. And then once you got a routine with those kids of yours, then it's like, okay, now let's put myself first. I'm not going to think about any relationship right now. I'm going to think about myself. And during that process, you will learn a lot about yourself, and you will learn the things that you should keep on, things that you're doing, keep doing those. You'll learn that the things that you are doing, you shouldn't do it, so you're going to stop doing those. And then you're going to think about the things you want to do that you're not doing at the time, or at your current time, and then you're going to probably start doing those. And they don't have to be like major changes, life changes all at once, But you'll start paying attention to your nutrition. If those kids are like, I had to learn this. I had to put my foot down because I used to be like, well, the kids want pizza, and they kind of gave me an excuse to buy pizza. Oh, the kids don't like this, and they got it. I'm like, oh, we're not having pizza today. What? You know, no, we're not having pizza. And my kid, it got to the point where the kids, I can just tell them we're not having pizza, for example. And they probably ask one more time, and after that, it's like, okay. And then the kids sometimes be like, well, I'm not eating what you're cooking. I've been through that too. And then that's all cap, because a lot of times they will sit there and eat it. And more than likely, they'll be like, ooh, that was good. You know, so don't fall for them little kids' tricks. They good manipulators. I'm not going to lie. They are really good at manipulating. They've been doing it since babies. So I would say, I'm like, hey, we're going to eat this. And do it in a way that won't be like you're a military person. We're going to eat this and that's it. And you know that's a lie. It's like, okay, we're going to eat this, but Friday we may have a pizza. You know, Friday we may have, you know, I'll give you can give them little treats, but I don't really like, it's like, but if you still believe in giving them like eating a lot of ice cream and treats, which I'm trying to wean myself off of eating a lot of processed foods, but I'm still eating like Bluebell ice cream. I'm going to admit. Then you're like, dude, you eat this, we'll have ice cream treat, you know, on the weekend or after school or something, right after school or something. And, you know, you can do something like that. You got to put those boundaries in place. Possible. And then start eating right, because like I mentioned in the beginning, you will gain those nutrients to be able to have a lot more energy, you know, to just go ahead and go to work, do this and do this. And then you'll make better choices. And then also, it's a bonus, I would say start working out, because especially running, well, you will get endorphins, and that's like a natural antidepressant for you. So, and then with all that being said, you will gain a whole lot of benefits from it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I talked a whole lot. Right now it is 40 degrees right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and head on out for this run. And I'm gonna try to do a 5K run today, but if not, hey, I'm out here, because God knows, thinking about this cold weather, even though I know I'm gonna warm up, just stepping out into the cold weather, excuse me, is like the challenge. But anyways, gotta go. Like, comment, subscribe, share as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.